Hello, everybody. Oh, I got Coco here. You can't see him, but he's here. Welcome back to the channel, and to all you new subscribers that have newly subscribed, thank you ever so much for joining in on this channel. And I've got lots to go over. First of all, how do you like to do? What do you call it? Studio. The piece behind me it reminds me of the hippie days. You know, they had their movement, they had their thing, and I'm a little nostalgic that way, so yeah. But anyways, getting back to some serious shit going on, okay? In our country, Canada, okay? This is some serious stuff. We, as Canadians that were born in this country, have got to stand together as one voice to make ourselves heard, and we can do that. Okay, we need you. Okay, the sovereign citizen, the Canadians. We need all the Canadians in the country to stand and be heard. We can do that. We can do that through social media. Because, let me give you a little tip here, okay? This can be done, okay? I'm not worried about that. When they wrote this mumbo jumbo through Trudeau's dad, okay? They didn't, back in them days, they didn't have the internet. They didn't have, social media and stuff like that. This never fathomed in his mind, okay? But anyways, to cut a long story short, we can do this because we have, technology now. I mean, much more advanced than what we did back in Trudeau's days. And the reason why this is such an urgency, the reason why I'm involved, and I'm going to let you know about a lot of others that are involved, is because our country, Canada, is at stake here. Okay? Plain and simple. I ain't gonna beat around the bush here, okay? This is a very serious situation in my eyes, and this is also going to make history. Trust me, okay? Believe that, okay? Enough is enough. We're dealing here with a very corrupt government, and have been for a long time. And I'm going to point you in the right direction to know all that information is through the Canadian People's Union. Okay, look that up. Okay, Canadian People's Union 2017 Freedom. Okay, now, her name is Nicole. Hats off to you, Nicole. Fantastic job. 10 years has been working on this, and for the longest time, I'll get to that. I'm going to stay on track. Anyway, she, 10 years, has researched the entire situation with our government. Okay? So, when it gets to the technicalities of all of that, that's her department. You can look up her videos. You'll get in tune with everything that's going on. Once you go to that website, you'll see her videos, they're posted. And this involves all of Canada. Now, we're talking some very serious stuff here, guys. And there's a stop sign in the back here, okay? I want you all to stop and think about this, okay? Are you or are you not going to give up your sovereign rights in this country, okay? Excuse me, my mouth is dry. It's as simple as that. If you want this country to stay together as Canada and deal with what has to be dealt with, I mean, let's face it, okay? Nobody's perfect. We're all humans. And sometimes a lot of shit can happen, okay? Well, it's happening. And that's why this is becoming a movement. The Yellow Jackets movement has begun. You're going to notice that across Canada. You're going to see it continue to happen across Canada because they're getting the word out. Not everybody's on the internet and can see social media. So they're out there making an awareness, and they're going to continue to make an awareness because this is a united front, okay, to basically get the numbers together. We need a percentage, okay, 51, well, I'm gonna leave that up to Nicole to tell you. We need a percentage of every province in the country. We can do that. That's doable. And they say it couldn't be done. Trust me, I'm a trucker. It can be done, okay? All we got to do is point ourselves in one direction and one voice, and that, my friends, is what this channel has always been about, okay? When there is a call to this kind of situation, this is serious, okay? Because I'm telling you, trust me, okay? There's no other way to get out of this other than to follow this path, because if we don't, we're not gonna win. It's that simple, okay? I'm not gonna beat around the bush. We're gonna win or we're not gonna win. It's that simple. There's no in-betweens here. There's either gonna be a winner or a loser, and that's gonna be us, okay? That's why we're involved. We have to all get involved. I'm going to open up channels for you to do that, okay? By you keeping in touch with this YouTube channel, you're going to find out the very latest as to where it's at, what's going on, and as much as I can get out there, I've got it right from the top, okay? And there is no mistake about what we're doing here, okay? This is got to be done. And if it isn't done, then all of us may as well just put sheep on the fucking, write sheep on the back of our heads, or get our certain barcode, and we're not Canadians anymore because our country is gone. We're not living under the dictatorship we thought we were. This has been a fucking bullshit, sham fucking job right from the get-go. Okay, and I think a lot of you understand that. Okay. So I don't really have to go into the reasons why, because I think we all know the reasons why. What we're going to do is reform the government. We're not going to go out there and get mustard gassed and tear gassed and beat cops up, or have cops beat us up. I mean, this is a civil thing. This is not a war thing. Don't get this wrong in your heads, okay? This is a very civil matter that has to be dealt with. I don't have to go out there with a bunch of clubs or any of that fucking shit, or have one guy against the other. You're either going to be sovereign in this country. In other words, you were born in this country, okay? And you have rights, okay? And those rights are being taken away if you don't get on board with what I'm doing. Because it's coming down to a crunch. Look around and start doing your research if you don't understand what I'm saying, okay? Nicole over at the Canadian People's, or the People's Union, what I told you, go there and start watching her videos. Do your research, okay? And do it right away. I wouldn't be sitting on, we're putting in a lot of hours and everything on this thing, because it has got to rise up like a fucking phoenix like you never saw, okay? Otherwise, the only alternative to this, guys, is plain and simple. We are going to be fucked. If you think it's fucked now, just let it keep going the way it's going with this government, okay? Do I need to say it any other way? If you want these yellow jackets to win, if you yellow jackets want to win, get in touch with me. Okay, this is the headquarters of this whole fucking thing, okay, in a sense, because I need to know as much information and you need to know information. We've got to get together on it's the same thing, guys. Don't beat around the bush and don't nod or anything like that, okay? We're on the same fucking page. But this way I'm doing it, we're definitely going to win. I played to win, okay? Just like Mr. Trump, okay? I play to win. And this one, we all got to win, because if we lose, do your research, figure it out, because things have gotten worse in this country for us Canadians. Think back to 1970. Think back to 1960. 70, 80, 90. You know what the changes were in this country. Come on. I know. You must know. Okay? So, I mean, let's get it together and wake the fuck up, guys, because we cannot do this without you. This country is what stands between, I mean, you are what stand between, you're like the border wall. If you don't stand up, they're gonna crumble us, okay? That's as plain as fucking simple as I can put it, okay? And if you don't believe me, start waking up. Open your eyes. Go look at the video I told you about and do your diligence, because it's up to you and it's up to me, okay, to come forth and stand up against tyranny, okay? And that's exactly, we're not under a democracy here. We're under dictatorship, okay? And it's time you wake up to this, and this has got to stop. You're the government. It's the people that run this government, not the government run the people. Okay? Remember that. When it comes time, and I'm going to say it on this channel, what for you to do, because it's going to count, and it's going to happen very quickly. Okay? What we have to do is going to be coming out of this channel, and I'm going to tell you exactly what we have. And go to Nicole, listen to what she's got to say about it, do as much research on it as you can to get an understanding, okay? The action is going to come from this channel. The broadcast is going to come from this channel in a very few days. We're already working on it, okay? And then I'm going to ask just the Canadians that were born in this country, the sovereign citizens of this country, to stand up and be counted. Because if you don't, take a wild guess. Think back, like I said, think back about what it used to be like and what it is now. I mean, you really want it to keep going? Look around you, see what the deals are. You must know open borders is not gonna fucking work. Come on. I mean, like, do you look at how many people they want to bring in? Come on now, okay? Now, seriously, think about this, okay? So far, it's been a clusterfuck nightmare, okay? To be honest with you, okay? It's been, for the trucking industry especially, it's been a transport industry, yeah. It's been a complete fucking nightmare, okay? The government completely railroaded us truckers and us professional drivers to fuck our wages for over 30 fucking years now, okay? I told the government before that bus accident was going to happen that something major was going to happen, and sure enough, the Broncos bus accident took place. And as pro driver, me and a bunch of other drivers have already approached the transportation ministers to get the bar raised when it comes to Class 1 drivers. Now, what us professionals are asking for is a 4 to 5 year hold to make sure that the driver that's applying for a Class 1 has 4 to 5 years commercial driving in this country, okay? Before we allow these people, any people, okay, we're raising the bar here, okay? Before we allow a person into a tractor trailer, that they should have some experience, okay? You cannot learn being a trucker from a classroom, okay? It just doesn't happen, okay? That's why our accident rate is where it's at. It's not because the professional truckers out there, no, I'm sorry, no. There's a difference between a pro trucker and a classroom trucker, okay? A wannabe, we call them wannabe truckers, okay? There's a big difference between being a pro and being a wannabe, okay? And the wannabes are making our highways just that much unsafe, all right? So there's this problem, and there's other problems in industry that nobody's fucking saying anything about, because we want this all quiet, okay? The press isn't giving you the full scope of what's going on here. They haven't even hardly told you guys about the Yellow Jacket movement, okay? Not unless you came across it, okay? Did you hear it in the news? No. A few stories here and there, but that's it. Nothing to wake up Canada. They don't want to wake up Canada, That's why we're here, okay? That's why you're tuned into my channel, because you're not getting the full scope. Here, you're gonna get the full scope because nothing is scripted on this channel, okay? It's raw, all right? So, I think you get the general idea. Anyway, this is going to be the hummingbird spot for getting some pretty good information. So do stay in touch and find out what's going on, because I'm on top of this like white on rice, okay? You're going to hear it from other YouTubers because I'll be in touch with them. Hopefully, I'm not going to say names until they're in on it. And they're going to join in, and I hope that that we can, just for one moment, okay, stop and think about yourself as you are. I mean, you're Canadian. I mean, think about your sovereignty, okay, and what this country means to you and everybody else. So this is a responsibility in what's going on here, okay? Stand up and be recognized as a sovereign citizen is what I'm asking you to do, okay? It's that simple. We're not going to go out there heavily protest and all this stuff. What the Yellow Jackets are doing, they're doing a marvelous job, okay? Let me tell you, these guys are doing a fantastic job. My hat's off out to Newfoundland, Labrador. I hope I got that friggin' right. Okay, and it's coming across. So I'm talking to all these guys that are running their protests and getting them in tune with, like I said, one more time, the Canadian People's Union. Okay, after you've watched me, go look it up and look at Nicole. Explain it, okay? And then stay in touch here, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. This is very important. If you're watching up till now, subscribe, because we need to keep focus on the numbers. The numbers is what's all important here, okay? This is not a money thing right now for me. I mean, I'm a trucker, okay? And I'm not driving right now. I'm taking time off. And I'm also a truck driver. I'm kidding. A truck driver advocate, okay? I'm not a movie star yet. This is raw. Okay, anyway. So I'm an advocate, and I was working on the Broncos bus accident thing, because we're bringing the Canadian highway ministers into focus here with meetings and stuff like that. Anyways, and then this came up, okay, the Yellow Jackets thing, and then it snowballed for me, okay. And it's like a light bulb going off. I mean, this is the right thing to do. This is the only thing to do. This is the only way that we can correct our government, is what this is about, okay? This is about an overhaul of our government, our federal government, okay? And it's not the provincial, it's the federal government we're dealing with here, okay? And I'm going to leave that part at that, because I want you to go see Nicole's speech. My hat's off to her immensely, okay? Because this woman put 10 years into this. This is, look, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. I think you got the logistics of where I'm headed here. So it's very important, and stay in touch, and thank you very much for joining me and watching the whole thing up until now, because it was long. So my hat's off to you, and I hope that we have to get serious. That's just all there is to it. Okay, guys, I'll cut it short there. Thanks for watching, and I'm just getting the word out there. Until next time, thanks again.